Okay guys, so today we're going to make a little bread dough. Alright, so in here I've got 310 grams of water. It's just lukewarm, just body temperature. Very good for the yeast. In here baker's flour, so strong, high gluten content flour. Gluten powder to add to the strength. And bread improver I'm putting in here as well. The yeast I'm going to dissolve in the warm water. Yeast likes warmth, likes sugar, likes moisture, so we're giving everything it needs here. Salt and yeast do not get on. So the salt I'm going to put into the flour and then disperse it just lightly with a fork. Just so the salt, the bread improver and the gluten powder are all dispersed in there. Yeast, I'm going to give a quick mix. I'm going to add some olive oil. Just a touch. A touch of olive oil. Make a little well here in the flour mixture. And then in here, I'm going to pour the wet ingredients. Flour, the yeast and the olive oil. Now I want to start kneading, but if I put my hands in there, it's all going to stick to my hands. So I'm going to use the fork first of all, just to bring everything in together before I start kneading. If you're at home and you have a mixing machine with a dough hook, this will be perfect for us. We don't have one here, so we're going to do it all by hand. Once it comes together as what we call a shaggy mass, then we can put our hands in there and start bringing it all together. What I want to make sure that I pick up everything from the bowl. So all my ingredients are in my dough. Once the bowl is clean, I can start kneading. What you'll see is that at the moment, there's not a lot of structure. There's not a lot of strength in the dough. What we want this dough to be smooth and elastic so it can hold the air bubbles that are going to come out. So we're going to start to knead it. So we're going to push it with this part of our hand and stretch it out. Then fold it back, stretch it out again. I'm going to repeat this for 10 minutes. So it's going to be a good little workout for you. It's going to give you a nice, smooth, elastic dough. So it's been 10 minutes of kneading. As you can see, the dough's developed into quite a smooth, elastic state. Now, we stretch. We're going to test it to see if it's ready by just seeing how strong it is. This is called testing for the gluten window. I'm just stretching out my hand, just seeing if it can hold all the expansion of air that's going to happen when our dough ferments. As you can see, it's quite stretchy, it's quite elastic. So we're quite happy with that. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to let it prove. Proving's the doubling in size we do before it bakes. Most of the rising with yeast happens before it goes into the oven. There's a little bit of a kick in the oven, but yeast is a bacteria, so it dies at 60 degrees. So all the fermenting is done at room temperature, ideally in a warm room. a bit of moisture. So put it into a bowl with plenty of room for it to expand. Cover it with plastic. You're going to let it sit there until it's doubled in size. I would expect to take maybe 1 hour, depending on the temperature of your bread, and then we'll come back to it. So as you can see, the bread dough has proved, so it's doubled in size. There's some air in there as well, so it's done its job. You can see it's alive as well. Yeah, let's take it out onto our workbench. If it's a little bit tacky, we can use some flour, but just be sparing with it, don't put too much. What we want to do now, we want to divide up some rolls, some dough for the rolls, and also we're going to make some ham and cheese scrolls. So we'll get 50 grams for the bread rolls. Get 6. The rest of the dough we're going to keep for some ham and cheese scrolls. To roll these, you don't want to have too much flour on your bench, so we're going to clear that a little bit. What we're going to do is we're going to press hard with this part of the hand and then slowly release to a cupping motion to get a nice dough. Roll around and then slowly release. Strong with this part of the hand and slowly release the pressure until we're sort of cupping the roll. Strong, and then just easing off as we shape it. So it gives us 6 nice rolls. So what I want to do now is just put some seeds on the top. So in here I've got some poppy seeds and some sunflower seeds. You can use whatever you like. Just dip these in. So we're going to pick up the roll, dip it in some water, then dip it in the seeds, then pop it on the tray. Water, seeds, our bread roll is done. Now, if you look at the remaining bread dough we've got here, we're going to roll this out into a rectangle. A little bit more flour, but not too much. And what I've got here is I've got some ham and some grated cheese that you would have got in your box. nearly all of it across the surface. Keep some of both to sprinkle on top. We're going to roll it up. We're going to cut this into 6 even pieces. We'll cut it in half here, and then cut each half into 3. We're going to invert them onto a tray. This remaining cheese and ham we're going to pop on top. As we know from, we've worked with bread quite a bit now, the growth in bread, the doubling in size, doesn't happen in the oven, it happens before it goes into the oven. So we can't put these straight in the oven. They need to prove until they're doubled in size. So I'm going to leave that. It's going to take, I would imagine, half an hour to 45 minutes before we can put these in the oven, and it really depends on how warm your room is that you're proving in. Ideally about 30 degrees, these will be ready in an hour or so. We can, at this stage, we're going to turn on the oven. I'm going to put it on to 190 degrees. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to put a little tray of water in the oven to create some steam. Okay? Okay, so as you can see, the bread's doubled in size, it's puffed up quite nicely. So what we're going to do now, remember I put a little tray of water in the oven to create some steam, which is going to allow the bread just to jump a little bit more as it goes in the oven. This is on 190 degrees, and I'm going to cook it for about 12 to 14 minutes, and just check them after that. Okay, so in they go. After 12 to 14 minutes, we're going to check them. Give them a tap to make sure they're hollow. Sound hollow? I'll show you in a second. I think the bread's ready. We're going to check it now. Looks good. So as you can see, bread's come up now. What we want to do, we want to tell if it's cooked in the centre. We're just going to tap it. You can actually hear this, but it's actually sounding quite hollow. When it sounds hollow, the bread is cooked. The scrolls, they're ready, they come together nicely. Right, so to serve these, we're going to pop them into baskets. There we go. Lovely bread rolls ready to go. Ham and cheese scrolls and some bread rolls.